What's happening, everybody? This is your girl Carolyn from Curb Uncensored. Child, listen. I ain't gonna waste a whole lot of y'all time, but I am in the kitchen cooking like always, y'all know. But I want to come and just kind of touch on a few things. So if you see me moving and grooving, y'all know I'm in the kitchen, so just understand that. But listen, I'm not gonna go all into this situation with Funky Dineva-Tamar-AtLien&Sharell, I think is her name. She's a very well-known blogger, and Sharell, she's a very well-known blogger as well. However, I just want to kind of touch on it, right? So I may make reference back to it and stuff like that, but I won't really be talking about it in depth. Okay, but my thing is, I was listening to some different podcasts today, right? And of course, Funky Dineva came up because you know that situation that happened with Tamar, right? When she was saying she woke up, she actually, it's not allegedly because she actually stated this herself, that she woke up and some of her teeth was missing and she was bloody and she don't know what happened or how it happened. I don't know too many people gonna sleep through getting their teeth knocked out. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of make things to make you go That's one of them. Because I just don't understand. Because if my teeth get knocked out, you better believe, unless you're in a coma, a dang on near coma, I'm waking up. I'm gonna know who did it and all that. Okay, well, long story short, this occurred, of course, I'm just giving you a little quick synopsis, but this happened on Funky Dineva's birthday time, right? And people was going all the way in on her, him, whatever, and wondering when they left the restaurant or whatever, wherever they was out hanging out at, why didn't he go up there in the house or whatever with Tamar? And he basically, to kind of keep it cute, he said he ain't do it because Tamar already had company. And I'm sure already by now y'all heard who the company was. So allegedly it was Mendices. Now you know her and Mendices did some sort of video or something. And my sister actually sent me the video. And when I seen the video, I was like, what's really happening? And you know acting is real. Yeah, and I know Mendices do a little sings on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But Hunty, he ain't no big time actor. But in this little video clip that my sister sent me, actually she sent me the whole video. Hunty, it ain't look like nobody was acting for real. Looked like they was enjoying every minute and second. But she was in the video with Mendices, right? Nevertheless, I digressed a little bit. But Funky Dineva was like, the reason he didn't go up to the place up to her house with her apartment or whatever was because she already had company going up there. And he did not really like the way they were interacting. Like they were too close, too mushy, and he's a married man. So when he got back to the room, the apartment where she lived, the house or whatever, he left. I guess he got in his car and left. The Uber brought him there, right? And he claimed that in the car, there was a lot of PDA going on between Mendices and Tamar, right? That's just to give you a little recap. Well, this was before the teeth thing her teeth got knocked out. So people was all on Funky, wanting to know why you didn't go up with her. She was supposed to be one of your good girlfriends. Why didn't you go up to the room with her, the apartment, the house, or whatever it was, with her? And then you would have been more aware what was going on, because Tamar swear she don't know what happened, who did it, or why. She just knows she was almost in a coma or whatever it's being said, and her teeth were missing. That's like, these little teeth I got, if they go missing, I'm going to know who did it, why they did it, and what's going on. Okay? But she said she didn't know. So anyway, long story short, now they were good. Her and Dineva were supposed to be really good friends, right? And now they're not. They're like public enemies number 1 and 2, right? So Funky went on, and I didn't even plan to be talking about them this long, but I just want to give y'all a little insight on where I'm coming from. But Funky Dineva was like very upset with Tamar because he felt that if I'm your good friend and you know that I was nowhere in the place with you and you know why I wasn't there, then when people was coming for me on social media asking me why I wasn't up there, that's supposed to be your friend, and stuff like that, you should have defended me. You got the power to pull these dogs up off of me, and you did not. So that was Funky's whole situation. He felt that he was thrown under the bus by Tamar, his supposedly good girlfriend. But the video that I heard that Tamar was talking, I really didn't get like she was throwing him under the bus. If I can remember correctly, I didn't even hear her call Funky's name. And I'm just keeping it 100. Well, child, Hunter, moving right along. Okay? They mad with each other now. And you know Michelle AtLien does not care for Funky. Come to find out they was friends back in the day. I'm giving y'all a long synopsis, but just kind of help y'all know where I'm going. I got it. I ain't planning to stay here, but I'm here. So listen. Okay, make sure you subscribe to my channel too. Okay? And share the video. But this is the thing, right? Michelle must be had some sort of townhome or something that she had rented to Funky some years ago. It was a while, like some years. And he didn't pay the rent. He took her washing machine and dryer, she alleged, so on and so forth. And he must just didn't care. And she get tired of people saying that it's been so long ago that she should get over, because she said, no, y'all can't tell me how to get over my money and how he left my situation situated. Like, he must have really didn't do her right. I don't know, but that from what I gathered from hearing her speak today, he didn't do her right in the rental situation. So she can't stand him. She dogs him out whenever she can and don't make no excuses for doing it, because she feel like he's dirty and grimy, allegedly. And you know what? You can't be mad at her, because people do you wrong, you don't have no good say for them, right? So Sharell called in on her podcast. And Sharell is another big blogger. And I listened to her show as well. What's up? And Sharell must got some history with Funky as well. And they felt that all the things that Funky was saying was for clout. Strictly for clout. And the only reason he was Tamar's friend was because he wanted to be in the right places with the right people. And he knew how vulnerable Tamar was. And he could take advantage of that, right? So Sharell was going in talking about how she was at a show of his, and he was talking about women, allegedly, because I did not hear it with my own ears, y'all. Alleged, okay. But she heard it with her own ears, how he was saying all kind of mean things about women, about their JJs and the odors that women smell like, which I thought was very, very trifling, because hey, none of that don't be coming up around here. So I don't know where and what women he done been dealing with or have dealt with or whatever the case may be, but women in general don't have that kind of odor. Funky, just in case you didn't know. So I don't know where you got them, what you consider fish smelling ones, but I hope you threw them back in the water, because most women don't smell like that. But he had said some ugly things about women, and Sharell was very upset. And she was even more upset because she felt like women in his audience was laughing about it. And she was like, why would you laugh about a man saying, I think he's, I be forgetting the trans and the so and so and so. So I guess he's like I don't know, he dresses up like a woman. And so she was feeling, and so was Michelle, and I'm not putting words in their mouth, that's what I heard, that they felt that he just really don't like women. And he always downgrading women, and because they are women, in addition to Michelle not liking him because how he did her, okay, they felt like he was jealous of women, okay? So, anyway, there we go. Sharell had a long bit of dialogue, Hunter, she had today, or whenever that podcast was put out. It was long. Ooh, my hair looking crazy, child. But anyway, it was long. It don't matter. I'm cooking some chicken, y'all. Cleaning chicken. I have to make sure my chicken be cut clean. But anyway, Sharell was all up in his grill, all up in his spleen, all up in his throat. She was barfing all over him, honey. She didn't give him no slack because she can't stand him either. I don't know the man that well. I've only known him from being on Real Housewives of Atlanta years ago, and throughout the internet podcast stuff, you know, they saying he broke, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, the main thing about this whole situation is what I did not like. The whole stuff is foul. Don't get me wrong. Whole situation. Foul as foul can be. But this is the thing that made me mad about it. He was putting personal information out there, and this is where my point really is coming in. Okay, he was putting a lot of personal information out there on Tamar. And we know Tamar is a celebrity, and she is. I mean, she comes from a family of singers, and they do very well. Tony, the main person outside of the mom, is, the woman in the family that really got it all kicked off, right? Child, it was a lot. A lot. So my thing is this, right? I didn't like, and I heard it with my own ears, the things, and I'm not going to quote it. Go check out Funky Dineva's podcast if you want to hear. It's all posted all over social media where she was talking about Tamar, okay? So go and look it up and listen to it if you want to hear all of the messy mess he was putting down, right? But my biggest problem with it like this, right? We all know if you're a married man or a married woman, which Tamar is no longer a married woman, but Mendeecees is supposed to be married to Yandy, on Love and Hip Hop too. And I like Yandy. Pretty lady, about her business. But her and Mendeecees have had recently some ups and downs. They really kind of started off kind of rocky, because I'm a reality TV show fanatic, so I followed them from way back when he went down to the pokey. Went to jail, really. And she held him down. I mean, most men, most women, if you go down, you want your main girl, a main guy to hold you down. She did. I mean, from what we could see, now nobody ain't saying what she did behind the scene, but what we do know is when he got out, she was there when she helped raise his children, so on and so forth. So no, you should not be hanging out in no clubs and hanging with no single woman. Even though I know, it's his thing, that it's their, job, I guess you say, to do the video and that kind of thing. But if you look at that video with Tamar and Mendeecees, honey, you're going to see and agree with me. That ain't seem like no acting. That look like it might be some sort of connection there. I know it's supposed to because they're acting, but when I tell y'all, it wasn't no just, It wasn't just none of that. Like how they be kissing fake, one lip up, one lip down. No. They was in it. Ew, I got chicken all over my hand. That's nasty. Hell. But anyway, yeah, they was all up in it. And I'm just telling you right now. So I was questioning it from the beginning when my sister was saying, oh, that's a video. I was like, a video? I'd be mad if my man was all up, That's why I don't have no man that act. Okay? Because you know what? That kind of stuff bring on other stuff. If you know what I'm saying, right? So anyway, long story short, Funky Dineva was mad. And while he was mad, he was saying all kind of things about Tamar that I thought was very inappropriate and just plain wrong. It was just plain wrong. I don't care if you and a person is not cool anymore, right? If you have any dignity about yourself, if someone comes to you, because we all know enough about Tamar to know she has some vulnerable situations, that Tamar is real sporadic. She does a lot of stuff that you looking like, Tamar, come on, girl, don't mess up your reputation. We know Tamar, we expect it from her, right? So if a girl like her be looking for a good girlfriend or a good guy friend, right? So I think it makes her vulnerable to people in her circle when she thinks that they are her friends. Now, we teach our children from being very young to know that everybody that you talk to is not your friend. You keep people in the associate category until they have earned their badge, baby, and you know this is your good girlfriend, a good guy friend. Everybody you talk to is just not your best girlfriend or best guy friend. And one thing that you absolutely got to know in this world we live in, trust nobody. Believe none of what you hear and very little of what you see. That's how I was raised, believe. None of what you hear and very little of what you see. Because some things you see, not really what it is either. So you got to find out for yourself, okay? So anyway, it did irritate me with Funky that she was putting all Tamar's business out there, talking about things, what happened to her in her life, her family dynamics, her parents, how she was talking about how she was raised, put everything out there really just to the point. If you had any questions coming from him, what Mendici and Tamar was doing. You know, if it's truth in it, you know, and if there's no truth in it, he make you question, because I'm telling y'all, if y'all see that video, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. The video, they were turned up, turned all the way up. And what I'm telling you is this, and what I'm trying to get to, okay? But their little gossip situation is so like full, I can't get around it too much. But don't trust people with your personal business. Don't trust people with your finances. Don't trust people to know everything that goes on in your house. That's just not what you do. And so, yeah, don't do that. I tell my grandkids and stuff, and my children, you know, that you can, everybody you meet is not your what, Josiah?
Friend.
There you go. They're not your what, Josiah?
Friend.
And that's coming from a 10-year-old. And I teach them that because the world is full of mean people. And people try to get close to you and they are really jealous of you. They don't want some of what you can do to help them. They want all of it, and they want to be you. And that's just how it is. And I think it was terrible that he was putting all her business out, you know, because he was upset. Because like I said, when I heard the video from Tamar, when she was on, I can't remember the name of the young lady's podcast that she went on and had the interview where he heard it, and it really made him go all the way in on her. Because he had kind of leaked that, okay, if you say anything else, I'm going to come all the way out on you. You better not say nothing else, or I'm going to come all the way out on you. And when he heard that, it just made him come all the way out on her. But even with regards to that, there are just certain things, if you know a person had going on, you don't divulge that information. I felt that was just wrong. I felt that, you know, as a friend of hers, even if you don't have nothing else to do with her, you just let that be. You just don't say nothing else to her. Y'all go y'all separate ways, but you don't talk about things that she entrusted you with as a friend. That's dirty. That's why I lost the respect for Funky. All this other foolishness with him and Tamar, I get it. And I understand, I guess, why he was so upset. Because like I said, I didn't hear her mention his name. She really just referenced a friend. And she was throwing that friend a party. And, you know, I don't know why he got so upset. Because I just don't understand that would make him divulge. To me, it sounded like he wanted to divulge it anyway. That even if she didn't say anything to him, it was only a matter of time before he put it out there. Because he was around. One thing about it, too, for sure. My granddaddy said, when you're going to do something, do it by yourself. Don't have no bunch of people with you, because they will turn on you. And I listen. A lot of people don't be listening to their grandparents and stuff, but I listen to my grandparents and my mom and them. I didn't care how old I was, because I know they got some living they had done. You understand what I'm saying? And the things I had not experienced, I don't have to experience everything. You know what I'm saying? I learn from other people's mistakes sometimes. And I do make and have made my own share of mistakes, as anyone else has. However, I do listen to what things elderly people tell me. I just, you know, sometimes, like Sharell has said, when people have things happen to them when they're young, sometimes it impacts them throughout life. Even though they're adults, they are stuck at that point in life where they were a young child and those things that happened. I'm going to tell you 100. That's why I don't let my kids stay out nowhere. Because I don't be knowing what people be doing in their household, who they have coming over. Like, they going to stay with their friend, and the friend got a brother, got some uncles, or some uncles got some friends that come over, and next thing you know, your child or grandchild's innocence is taken. I ain't that busy. I don't be wanting my grandkids over everybody's house because I don't be knowing what be going on in people's house, and I can't control what's going on. I can only control what come on in here. And here, when my children got to a certain age, there ain't no baths together, ain't no sleeping in no bed. Sometimes people can't afford it, but they have the one bed. But after a certain time, you're going to have to make adjustments. One need to be on the sofa, one need to be in the bed, switch it up so they can take turns, whatever. But boys and girls, they cannot be together in the same bed, in the same situations at certain points in life. You just cannot, because they start learning stuff. I'm digressing, y'all, so much. But anyway, my point is, when things happen to children at a young age, it hurts them. And I think that's some reason why it may have something to do with why Tamar be so left sometimes. It's a lot of stuff in her that hasn't healed. That's where that came from, in case y'all don't know. But anyway, I do think Funky was left with that. I understood why she was upset, or he was upset, whatever. But I just think that the whole way it was handled was wrong. Should have been handled another way. And my point to you guys is, keep people out your marriages, keep people out your relationships, keep people out your life that don't mean you any good. And then when somebody done turn on you one time, you believe they'll turn again. Don't let them come with that little sad face and then they want to apologize. No. Once they do it one time, y'all believe what I'm telling you, they will do it again. It's only a matter of time. So I it's a different, you have certain things that happen in life, like you fall out with people because of different situations. But certain things, and you can rebuild from that. But certain things, there's no coming back from. And I don't think Tamar, with her career, with her life, with none of that, need to be bothered with Funky. That is a relationship that's not repairable. It's just not. Because I think Funky went too far. Social media is something else. It's like really the new bully. Do y'all agree with me? Drop a comment. Drop a comment and let me know if y'all think social media itself is the new bully. Because it allows people, y'all know back in the day, right? I'm a mature, y'all, if I wasn't doing this little live, I'd probably have my cap on. I would have my cap on. Okay, like I was saying, it used to take a while for us to get mail from one place to the other, right? It used to take time. And during that time, people had time to cool off and get themselves together, right? And, have time to deal with your emotions, your anger, whatever you might be feeling. We just had time to do that. But now, since we have social media is immediate. You push a button, the email is there. You go live, hey, people can see what you want to say. You're mad, people know it instantly. So we don't have that same time to deal with our emotions. And that's what happens. A lot of times in life, I'm sure everyone can kind of attest that we've all done things that we be like, man, we wish you hadn't done that. Oh, man, I wish I hadn't said that. But it's too late because the person has heard it, right? And words are something else sometimes. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing to get over. You feel me? So what I'm saying is that this internet thing, it does a lot of good, but it also does a lot of bad. Because once you hit that button and it's posted, it's out there for the world to see. Especially if someone downloads it and things like that. It's just like, it's out there. It's out there. You can't undo what people have seen and heard. You just cannot. So anyway, my biggest thing that I'm saying is that be careful what you put on the internet. Be careful what you say. Remember, everybody is not your dang on friend. Because when mad day come, they put your business, your business, everybody's business. Okay, it's no more just you and I. You my homegirl or you my homeboy. When people get mad, upset, they say things that's really deep down in their gut that they've been wanting to say. And the things that you told them that was from a special place of hurt, a special place of pain, a special place of anger, they tell it. They tell it. And it's hurtful, it's deceiving, and there's no redo. even if you apologize. But there's definitely no undo. You feel what I'm saying? So, anyway, just want to talk about this for a minute, you know, just to kind of put it out there. You know, I thank Funky Dineva for whatever it's worth. I know she don't care nothing about me because I'm new to the podcasting thing. But I do have a brain. And I do know that relationship between him and Tamar needs to be over. There doesn't need to be a redo, because the things that he said and the things he put out there and how he said them, you know, a lot of people do stuff for the internet because, you know, gossip is what sells. If you're on here trying to say, okay, make sure you take your medicines because it's gonna help save your life. You know you need that high blood pressure medicine. You know you need to make sure you're doing all the right things. Honey, don't be mean to your husband. You know what I mean? Don't do it. If you're talking like that, don't spank your child. Give him a little time out. Honey, no, they want to see you cussing your child out or telling your husband off or telling, you know, they just want you to, the positive stuff just don't sell. People don't get them checky checks. You know what I mean? I be a little animated sometimes and doing and saying my things, but I do not put certain things out there because I know once you put this stuff out there, it's out there. And ain't nothing you can do to undo it. So, listen, keep your business to yourself. Everybody you know don't belong in the friend zone. They belong in the associate zone that we talk and we holler when we see each other, but we ain't like that. You understand? I mean, everybody definitely don't need to know, be married, what's going on in your relationship. You have one good girlfriend, one good guy friend, and that one has to be vetted. You got to know what you know, that you know this person is for real. I got me one. So I'm telling you, it's priceless. It's nothing like having that person that will listen. You understand what I mean? They don't come back and say things that they shouldn't say to you. They don't throw it in your face. They don't, there's just certain things they don't do because we like this. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is be careful what you say with people. Be careful what you say. Everybody you chill with or know is not your homegirl or homeboy. So y'all leave a comment. Let a sister know what you think about this situation. Do you think Funky was out of line? Do you think Michelle AtLien was in line? And do you think Sharell having her back was on point? Drop a comment. Subscribe to Curve with the K, uncensored.com. Peace out. Talk to you later. Bye.